The distress beacon cut through the void like a scream in silence. Verk's salvage vessel, the Meridian, wasn't designed for rescue operations, but 3 years alone in the Outer Rim had taught him that ignoring signals meant ignoring profit, or worse, ignoring his conscience. "Computer, trajectory analysis," Verk muttered, adjusting his worn pilot's chair. The holographic display flickered to life, projecting a debris field approximately 40,000 kilometers ahead. Metal fragments drifted in chaotic patterns, the remnants of what his sensors identified as a Catharian warship. The Catharians. Verk's jaw tightened. Humanity had maintained uneasy neutrality with the reptilian empire for decades, but their warriors were legendary, brutal, efficient, and utterly without mercy. Finding survivors would be dangerous. Yet the beacon persisted. "Life signs detected," the computer announced in its monotone voice. "Single humanoid, oxygen levels critical." Verk guided the Meridian through the debris field with practiced precision. His engineering background made him intimately familiar with structural vulnerabilities, allowing him to navigate where others might hesitate. The beacon's source materialized on his viewport, an escape pod, badly damaged, venting atmosphere in thin wisps of frozen vapor. The magnetic grapple latched onto the pod with a metallic clang. Verk worked quickly, establishing an emergency pressure seal before overriding the pod's compromised hatch. Steam hissed as equalization occurred and the door peeled back. Inside lay a woman. Verk blinked in surprise. She wasn't Catharian, she was human. Her armor was unlike anything he'd seen, sleek black composite material with intricate silver circuitry that pulsed faintly with residual energy. Blood matted her platinum blonde hair, and a nasty gash crossed her left shoulder. But her eyes, ice blue and sharp even in semi-consciousness, locked onto his with startling intensity. "You're human," she whispered, her accent carrying notes of old Earth dialects he'd only heard in historical recordings. "So are you," Verk replied, already scanning her vitals with his medical tricorder. "What were you doing on a Catharian warship?" "Doesn't matter now." She tried to sit up, winced, and fell back. "The ship, it was sabotaged. I need to." "You need medical attention," Verk interrupted, slipping an arm beneath her shoulders. She was lighter than her armor suggested. "I'm getting you to the medbay." Her name was Elsa, or so she claimed. Over the next 48 hours, as Verk worked to stabilize her injuries, she offered little else. She was a soldier, she said, a contractor hired by the Catharians for a classified mission. The vagueness irritated Verk's engineer's mind, which craved specifics, but he respected her privacy. The galaxy was full of people running from something. What fascinated him was her armor. While Elsa slept under sedation, Verk couldn't resist examining it. The technology was decades beyond anything in commercial or even military circulation. The power cells operated on principles that seemed to violate thermodynamic efficiency laws. The metal itself was a titanium-carbon nanotube composite that could redistribute kinetic energy across its entire surface. "It's beautiful," he murmured, running diagnostic scans. "It's necessary," Elsa's voice came from behind him. Verk spun, startled. She stood in the doorway, fully awake, wearing one of his spare jumpsuits. The medical regenerator had done its work. The gash on her shoulder was now a faint pink line. "You heal fast," Verk observed. "Military-grade nanobots." She moved to the workbench where her armor lay spread out like an autopsy subject. Her fingers traced the circuitry with obvious affection. "You're good with technology. The repairs you've made to your ship, they're ingenious. Self-taught." University of New Terra, actually. Aerospace engineering. Verk felt oddly self-conscious. But yeah, most of what keeps the Meridian running is improvisation. Elsa smiled, the first genuine expression he'd seen from her. The best engineers are improvisation artists. They fell into an easy rhythm over the following days. Verk set course for the nearest neutral station, Babel 7, a 3-week journey at the Meridian's maximum sustainable velocity. Elsa proved surprisingly helpful, her knowledge of advanced systems complementing his practical expertise. Together, they optimized the ship's reactor efficiency by 17%. During the long hours of night cycle, they talked. Elsa remained guarded about her past, but she revealed glimpses: training on classified facilities, missions across hostile territories, losses that left shadows in her eyes. Verk shared his own story, a promising career cut short by political scandal at the university, self-imposed exile to the frontier where questions were scarce and opportunities for a talented engineer abundant. "You're wasted out here," Elsa said one evening as they shared a meal of reconstituted protein and hydroponic vegetables. "Maybe," Verk replied, "but I'm free." Something flickered across her face. Was it envy? Before he could analyze it, alarms shrieked through the ship. "Proximity alert," the computer announced. 3 vessels on intercept course. Configuration matches Catharian Hunter-class frigates. Verk's blood ran cold. Hunter-class ships were designed for one purpose: pursuit and elimination of high-value targets. Elsa was already moving, her casual demeanor replaced by cold professionalism. "How long until they're in weapons range?" 12 minutes at current speeds. Verk's hands flew across the navigation console. "We can't outrun them. The Meridian's not built for speed." "Then we fight." "With what?" Verk gestured helplessly at his salvage vessel. "I've got mining lasers and a single defensive turret. They have particle cannons and—" Elsa gripped his shoulder, her eyes burning with intensity. "Verk, listen carefully. I need you to trust me. Can you do that?" He met her gaze and, despite the absurdity of the situation, nodded. "Good, patch me into your communications array. Full broadcast, maximum range." "That's insane, they'll—" "Do it." Verk's fingers moved across the console. "You're live." Elsa's entire posture changed. She stood straighter, her voice taking on a quality of absolute authority that made the air itself seem to vibrate. "This is Elsa Meridian, Empress of the Terran Sovereignty and Supreme Commander of the United Human Fleets. The vessel you are pursuing is under my direct protection. You have 60 seconds to withdraw or face immediate annihilation. This is your only warning." Silence. Verk stared at her, his mind refusing to process what he just heard. "She's bluffing," came a guttural voice over the comm, a Catharian captain. "Our intelligence confirms the Empress died 3 weeks ago when my flagship was destroyed by saboteurs in your government." Elsa cut him off, her voice like frozen steel. "Unfortunately for them and for you, I survived. Authorization code, Sierra Victor 79 Delta. Verify it." A long pause. Verk watched his sensors as the 3 frigates abruptly altered course, their weapon systems powering down. "Forgiveness, Your Majesty." The Catharian captain's tone had shifted to something approaching terror. "We were misinformed. We are withdrawing immediately." The ships vanished into hyperspace, leaving only the silence of empty space. Verk turned slowly to face Elsa. "No, Empress Elsa Meridian, ruler of humanity's largest stellar nation, commander of fleets that numbered in the thousands, one of the most powerful individuals in known space." "You're the Empress," he said stupidly. "Yes." She looked at him with something like regret. "I'm sorry I couldn't tell you. After the attack, I didn't know who to trust. The sabotage came from within my own admiralty. I needed to disappear to investigate too." She paused. "And then you found me. Just a salvage engineer with a good heart and clever hands who asked for nothing except to help." "Why stay?" Verk asked. "You could have revealed yourself at any time." Elsa's smile was bittersweet. "Because for 2 weeks I wasn't an empress. I was just Elsa, and you treated me like a person, not a political entity or a military asset. Do you know how rare that is?" Before Verk could respond, his console erupted with incoming transmissions. Dozens of ships were emerging from hyperspace, sleek human dreadnoughts bearing the silver phoenix insignia of the Terran sovereignty. "Your Majesty," a crisp voice came over the comm. "Admiral Chen reporting, we tracked your beacon. Are you secure?" Elsa moved to the console but hesitated, glancing at Verk. "I have to go. My empire needs me. The conspiracy needs to be rooted out." She paused. "But Verk, I want you to know that what happened here these 2 weeks, they reminded me why I fight. Why protecting our freedom, our humanity matters." "I'm just an engineer," Verk said quietly. "No," Elsa took his hand. "You're the engineer who saved an empress and asked for nothing in return. And if you're willing, that empress has a proposition. My fleets need innovative minds. Chief Engineering Advisor is a position that's been vacant too long." Verk looked around his battered salvage ship, then at the woman who commanded billions of souls, and made his choice. "I prefer improvisation to bureaucracy," he warned. Elsa's laugh was genuine and bright. "Then you'll fit in perfectly." As the Meridian was tractored aboard the flagship Sovereignty, Verk realized that his exile had ended, not with a return to his old life, but with the beginning of something far greater. He'd set out to save one warrior. Instead, he'd helped an empress find her way home.